Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Hens back with another video. Today's video, I was gonna make a Rivals and Champs Rewards pack opening video, but I decided to not do that for a couple reasons. Now, before I get started, I just want to say that I do have COVID right now, so if you notice my voice being any different or, I start coughing or whatever in the middle of the video, that's why. But basically, the reason I wanted to make this video is because I asked a question to my Discord saying, what does everybody think of the new content in NHL, the new content system where, they release content 3 days a week instead of 5 days a week, and stuff like that. And I was going to post this video, in a couple days time, maybe in a week's time after I, got a few more opinions. But this tweet right here was just the tipping point for me that I felt like I urgently had to make this video because it's just completely unacceptable. Now, they don't give us a reasoning why the content's going to be late. As you can see here in the tweet, it says today's NHL 23 hot content will not be available at 5 p.m. EST. They give us no reasoning, they give us no time frame, they give us nothing. And at the end of the day, they only have to release, content 3 days a week. Now, if we hop back over to NHL here, the content that they do release, is sure, they're custom player builds for certain cards, and like this Leon Draisaitl, for example, they gave him a bit more shooting, they gave him a bit less skating. How long does that take to make you? 5 minutes? They literally just have to copy and paste a card design and add different stats to it. That's all they have to do. That's literally all they have to do is copy and paste the card design, change the stats. How long does that really take? This card is stopping us from getting content 5 days a week because they're taking 2 extra seconds to tweak a card a little bit. And it's just a copy and paste. They don't have to make new card designs like they do for MSPs. I understand why MSPs only release once a week because, it takes them time to make the card design and stuff like that. And it makes it more fun releasing it only once a week for MSPs. And I understand why they do that. And I have no problems with the actual events other than the fact that they're a little bit rinse and repeat recycled. But, for the most part, they have some... they have a bit of diversity in them. Some events have boosted stats for certain players, like the All-Star event. Some events, like EVO, they can upgrade, stuff like that. I don't mind the events as much as I do the daily content. This Draisaitl card is literally, to me, and to 95% of the community that don't pack them untradeable, another card in the collection. How many people, and I want you to comment this down below, how many of you are going to go out on the market right now and buy this Leon Draisaitl card for your team? How many of you? I would say it's less than 5% of people that are going to go out there and buy this Leon Draisaitl, and this is the reason why they take 2 days away from our content. Now, here's what I will say. There's been a lot of, Matt from my Discord said that what we lose with this new content update is not much. We lose 2 days of, anticipating content that would just be recycled anyway, so we don't really lose that much, and we gain maybe slightly more usable cards. But at the end of the day, it's really not changed anything other than it gives us 2 less days a week that we get content, and it gives us 3 days a week where we have recycled content. EA has 7 days in a week, and in those 7 days, I know on FIFA they release content every single day out of the 7 days. On NHL, they're only releasing content 3 days a week, and all 3 of those days, the content is recycled content that nobody cares about. How about you stop making these random European cards that nobody cares about because nobody's heard, unless you're from Europe, of Marcus Eisenschmidt or Levi Miralainen. Like, nobody has heard of these guys before in their lives, unless you're from Europe, at least from North America. I understand them releasing these cards maybe once a week and maybe making them 2-3 cards, but why do we have to have 8 of these cards that take apparently so long for these guys to make because they have to research the stats and stuff like that, when 95% of the community, again, is never going to touch any of these cards unless they pack them untradeable. And you only get packs, untradeable packs, like twice a week or once a week even. So what's the point of having these cards in the game in the first place? It's just recycled content that nobody cares about, just more cards to add to the collection. EA saying that they're doing something, and it's really offering nothing to the community. I'm going to be honest. Like, this post that they made on Twitter is what made me spark this video because they only have to release content 3 days a week. And on one of the 3 days, arguably, at least the second most important day of the week because it's Team of the Week and when Rivals Rewards drop, they still can't release content. They can't release it at the right time. They don't give us any updates. They don't give us any time frames. It's just absolutely unacceptable that we paid $80 to $100 for this game, depending on which version you bought, and they can't get anything right. It's unacceptable. I know that they don't have a lot of funds allocated to them. I know that there's very few people working, but at the end of the day, if we're paying $80 from this game, we should and have to expect more from this game than what we're getting. Just straight up, we have to expect more, and I don't care if that means that, EA has to hire more people or they need to, completely do a revamp of the system. We literally straight up just need more from this game, and I don't care how we get it, because I know a lot of people are getting sick and tired of this game. I know the numbers of dedicated players that play this game is stagnant over the years. It doesn't really go up all too much. And this game isn't profitable. So at the end of the day, this game is not worth it to buy at $100 for anybody unless you're a diehard hockey fan or a YouTuber, straight up, or you play this game competitively. It's not worth it at the price that you have to pay for recycled game, recycled content, recycled everything. It's just not worth it. So you may turn and say, well, hence, what alternatives do you propose for EA to do with this, quote-unquote recycled content? Well, first things first, let's look at the stars of the month, because I do think that the stars of the month are actually quite a good idea. And I actually really do enjoy the stars of the month sets. Or not so much the sets, but the idea of the sets. Where, you can trade in a certain amount of collectibles to get these cards. And then these cards are usually, some of the better cards in the game at the time. And they'll often make your team because they're very upgraded, they're very boosted, they're usually very meta cards. So I don't dislike this idea of stars of the month. But why does a Star of the Month choice pack cost 18 collectibles for a European one, 16 for a juniors one, and 17 for an NHL one? Why does it cost so much? It doesn't make sense that it costs this much. It's stupid that it costs this much. So, how about instead of making it cost like 300,000 coins or more, I don't even calculate how much these cost, but they cost a lot of coins. But how about instead of making it cost this many coins for a gamble on a card that may not even be usable, how about instead you make this repeatable one time, so you can only do it one time for the whole month, and you make it very cheap. That way, once a month, everybody in the community gets a new cool card that they can add to their team. And that could get rid of, if they did that and they, started doing stuff like that, I would not care less if they got rid of objectives. I actually think objectives hurt this game way more than they help them, at least the MSP ones. Why does everybody get a free MSP once a month or once every 2 weeks? That's just stupid to me. Everybody's team is the same now. They take way too long to grind too. So, only those that play this game for 40 plus hours a week, literally, can unlock these cards, unless you grind your butt off playing squad battles and get nothing out of it. Like, why would you do that? So these are pointless to me. I've played this game, I think, too much over the last 2 weeks, including school, and I've only got 144 games, and that's with me editing my lineup to fit more of these cards in the first place, which is absolutely stupid. So those objectives, I think, are a write-off. You can get rid of them and nobody would care, I don't think. Or at least the smart people in the community wouldn't care if you got rid of those objectives. Or the casuals, I guess, wouldn't care if you got rid of those objectives. But, it's just useless. Why not give us, instead of those objectives, once a month, give us a free, Stars of the Month card that will make everybody's team for the most part, and it costs next to nothing, and it's just throwing a bone to the community saying thanks for playing the game. Once a month you can get something for free that, is a little bit better than grinding out 600 games of squad battle, 2-minute squad battles. It's just completely pointless. And on top of that, why don't they release, instead of random 894 overall Leon Draisaitl cards on Tuesdays, why don't they release an icon choice set where, you can send in a certain value of cards like 1086 overalls or 587 overalls or something like that, and you get a random icon choice pack, and they can release that once or twice a month. They could do that with, previous MSPs, like a past MSP choice pack where you can get any MSP from the previous events, including Team of the Years, fantasies, stuff like that, and just increase and decrease the drop rates of the Team of the Years and fantasies and then the other cards. Make it a bit of a gamble. Make it fun for the community. Why not introduce tradable MSPs? Because there's no MSPs on the market ever, since there's no tradable supply coming from sets. It only can come from packs, and everybody only opens untradeable packs other than champs anyways. So, if I go to the trade deadline event here, and I set the overall range to 94, how many MSPs do you think we have on the market? We have 16 MSPs on the market, and the entire, no, 14 MSPs on the market, and the entire community playing the game is playing this game, and there's only 14 MSPs on the market. That just seems crazy to me. And there's no supply on some of the specific ones that are like, maybe some of the better ones. I don't see Anthony Mantha here. I don't see, Seth. There's one Seth Jones here that's 405K, which is absolutely not worth it. There's one, there's one of every MSP, except there's a couple of the less usable ones like Brian Campbell and Jeff Petrie. So there's just not worth it. Like, why not release, where you can trade in your untradeable cards that you've grinded for to get a tradable card so you can make coins, so there's more coins on the market, so the market is more healthy, so it's, better for everybody playing the game. I just don't get it. Just the way that they're going about this game is ruining it from the inside out, and it's not any of the community's fault. We're asking for all these things. They're just not giving them to us. Like, this content thing, people were saying it's a step in the right direction. I completely disagree. Every single one of these 9 cards that they released on Tuesday is another card in the collection to me. Not a single one of them make me excited, make me happy, make me, I need to open packs now, because they're all just another card in the collection. Who would ever want to buy money to open packs to pull, Levi Merlainen? Like, who would want to do that? Unless you live in, like, Finland. Then I would maybe understand if you, lived in Finland and you wanted to get that card. But then just buy them off the market for dirt cheap because nobody cares about that card. It's just not worth it to me. Of course they're not making money when the content that they release is absolutely horrible. Like, even Jason Roberts said nobody wants to use that card. I don't get it. It's just, I don't know, man. I'm just upset about this. Like, they put like, flowers around everything, saying, oh, we're doing this new content system where, cards are going to be more meaningful and stuff like that. But they're just the exact same thing as they've always been, and they're just doing it less now. They're just working less time now. I just don't get it. Maybe this is EA's way of cost cutting for the NHL games, and cost cutting because they don't have to pay their employees, two extra days out of the week. I don't know. It just absolutely baffles me. Like, I don't understand how people are saying that this is a good thing, because it's absolutely disgusting. This game is literally a scam. It's literally a scam. There's nothing good about this game other than the fact that it's the only hockey game that you can have an ultimate team on. That's it. That's the only good thing about this game. It's just absolutely ridiculous. I don't even know what to say. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, because I'm just blown away that they can't release content on one of the 3 days a week that they release content. It's mind-blowing to me. And they only tell us an hour before with no time frame and no reasoning. Whatever. Alright, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.